defining Little Rock, Arkansas through the eyes of the residents.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. In each episode, we'll be talking to residents of Little Rock, Arkansas to learn about their experiences and what this city means to them. Today, we have a special guest, a talented group who calls Little Rock home. So let's get started.
Somehow I got a little way too numb. Can't feel the sun on my skin. Can't feel the days begin or end. I guess I'll tear myself apart again, break my heart open, and see what's inside, see what
The electric bass, that's what I've always played, and that's what I've pretty much exclusively learned on.
Snow-covered toes waiting for the roses. It'll be better than. I'll try my best. All right, y'all. How you doing? Doing good? Our name is Katsu. Blow some tunes out of the water, y'all. And then we're gonna leave and go about our daily lives. Y'all are gonna go back to what you were doing. We're gonna go back to what we were doing. And everything's gonna be cool. Let's get this party started. This song is called Dangerous Thing.
My name is Bakir Salam.
Duncan Ragsdale, and I'm the bass player for Katsu.
Devin Howard, I'm the drummer for Katsu.
Tom Cooper, the keyboard player for Katsu.
Hey, how you guys doing? Are you guys originally from here?
Yep, John Barrow, born and raised.
Born and raised here in Little Rock. Went to school here. Been playing music here pretty much the whole time.
I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. It's like 40 minutes south of Little Rock. That's where I'm from. It's a small town, not really like Little Rock. Then after college, I came here. I've just been chilling ever since.
I am from Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah, born and raised.
How did the group form?
Well, I gathered the first Infinity Stone. My bassist, Duncan Ragsdale. We were jamming with a mutual friend, and I liked the way he played, so I was like, hey, I kept him in my back pocket. Then I went up to the northern shores of Fayetteville, and I found the other two Infinity Stones, Devin Howard, my drummer, and then Tommy Cooper, my piano player.
Nice. So you started the band?
Yep.
How did you guys come up with the name of the band?
So I think it was probably like the first or second practice, something like that, where just kind of describing the tonality, the thematics of what we were playing, which is a bit of a far cry from what we play now. It was Bakir that said it kind of sounds like chicken guts to my recollection. Like if we had to name it, it sounds like chicken guts, like a kind of a low down name, so to speak. And Devin was quick to suggest something like Chicken Katsu. I just remember him saying that. I don't know how he suggested it. And Chicken Katsu was a bit too long for all of our intuition, so we just cut it down. Katsu. Just one word, one simple name.
Is there a deeper meaning for the name?
I think in our bio somewhere it says something like it represents the spicy and the delicious grooves that we bring to the table. Yeah. To me, it's always resembled the fried chicken katsu. You know what I mean?
What genre of music do you guys fall under? And was that intentional?
I think we've settled on progressive soul as the overall genre. I think to some degree we're all influenced by progressive musicians in general, but all of our upbringings are jazz, blues, soul, R&B. It's pretty much a touch of everything, but in terms of the, if we had to put a bottle around it, progressive soul would be the name for sure, yeah.
Do you guys get inspiration from each other or other artists or both?
It's definitely both. I think in terms of song creation and writing and just overall musicianship, we're always constantly inspired by each other. That's just kind of as soon as we're on and playing, that is the mantra for me at least, is to always pay attention to what everyone else is doing. In terms of our spoken thought and direction for where we want to go and discussion, we definitely always take inspiration from the artists that we came up in, learned with pretty much, and those who taught us music essentially, and of course all the local bands.
What are your favorite artists as a band?
That definitely gets into the specifics of us as people for sure. We all like wildly different kinds of music. I don't want to speak for everyone in terms of what their absolute favorite is, but I'm probably more the classic rock guy in terms of everything. I love all genres of music, but in terms of what I came up with it was a lot of like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, moved on to like Russian Tool in terms of my technicality. So a lot of, classic stuff you could say, but then that's pointing to how we inspire each other. All of our music tastes make it into our bucket, so to speak. So we're always kind of feeding each other. Yeah.
Does everyone participate in the writing for the songs?
Yeah, it's like it's a communal process. I'll like bring stuff to rehearsal, and then we'll jam on it, get opinions, and kind of create a structure for it and make parts. And I do most of the lyric. I do all of the lyric writing. But yeah, it's pretty collaborative though. Even then, I'm always asking for, give me an emotion, give me a word, play something that's spicy, things like that.
What is the majority of your songs about?
Right now, well, I try to make songs. I don't know. I try to make songs that feel like love songs, but that can be applied to anything else. Any sort of relationships. But
So it's ambiguous.
yeah, because I'm actually not good at writing words. Believe it or not. But we have it's really far-ranging though. Like we have a song called Mud Puppy, and it's about kind of like getting it from the ground up. Not necessarily pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, but recognizing that when you're at the bottom of the mud pit, it's you got some work to do. And so that's one of our songs. Another one of our bluesy songs, it's called Train Coming. It's kind of about, it's about a train that's coming, but more than that. It's about like,
So it's metaphor.
yeah, it's a metaphor for like, times are a-changing.
Do you guys have a process in making new music? Like, do you write the songs and then design how it's going to sound?
Usually, yeah, that's what we get at right now. I usually have ideas, and then I'll bring them, and then we'll say, okay, well, what does this need? We'll try to start serving the song, and then adding cooler parts. So that, yeah, that's the kind of designing the song as, arranging it in that manner. And then after that, we'll just try to put it on wax. Usually, it's a little different. It's funny. It's a little different than my process has been throughout, like, my musical career. And that's something I'm finding out, too, is that, like, it makes sense when I say it like this, but every band has a different process. Like, it's just very different. Like, and sometimes it just depends on who you're riding with.
I think, and I would have to ask Bakir about this, but it seems that we are, as a group, focused pretty heavily on the music of it, and the life from that music, the sort of, it becomes like your child, essentially. It starts growing and growing, and you're like, well, what is this trying to say? And so we like to let the song speak for itself. And that goes for my parts as well, my bass parts. I try to hear what it needs. So I think more often than not, music comes and then lyrics come along with it if it needs to speak, if that makes sense. Yeah.
How did everyone individually get into music?
Yeah, my dad said, he was like, hey, yo, you're going to play guitar in my band when you're older, like a couple of years from now. And he gave me a guitar, and I was like, okay. And so that was it. After that, I was just like, okay, time to play and practice this guitar.
So your parents both play music?
Yeah, my dad is a saxophonist. Yes. And my mom played flute a little bit, but she was more of a nurse. She was a nurse.
I still remember when I decided to play bass, I was listening to War Pigs by Black Sabbath and was just so hyper-focused on it, had listened to it 1,000,001 times, just keyed in on the bass, and I was so impressed with what was happening. There was a drive in me almost immediately. I was like, I want to learn how to do that. I really want to learn how to do that. And so I popped a headphone out and asked for a bass for my birthday and got one on, I believe it was my 14th. Got right to it. Didn't stop the whole time, just learning music as much as I could get under my belt.
I've been playing music since I was like a toddler. My dad was a drummer, had a really low attention span as a kid, and it was just a really good way to keep my attention. I mean, it's really loud, but it's better than me breaking stuff. and not sounding cool. So my mom played piano, and they just decided that me playing drums is just a really good way to raise me, keep me locked in pretty much. That's how I got into music. And then after that, I played marching band in middle school and high school, played orchestra, drum set, jazz, and then in college I started playing in like Broadway shows and like little jazz shows here and there, house shows mainly. And then once I came back here, started going harder, playing drums for an individual band, and here we are.
That could be a long story. I'll keep it short. Started when I was real young, found music wherever I could, and just didn't quit it.
As a musician, what has been the most memorable experience in the Little Rock music scene?
Our first show in Little Rock was at Pizza D's. I really like house shows. I love the mentality. I love the entire place shaking. I love stuff getting broken. And at Pizza D's, it was awesome. Everyone that I knew was in there. We had like our other friends and everything. They were all in there. My coworkers were in there. Someone broke a couch. It was just rough and rowdy. It was loud, and I loved it. It's been like my favorite event that I've had in Little Rock ever since. Not saying other stuff has been not as cool. It just wasn't my favorite. That was just awesome. That entire situation was my dream. So yeah, it's just everything's closer. Everything is a lot. Just you want to be near each other anyway, and the air is hot. No one can breathe. Like, I have asthma, and it's just I get like asphyxiated in there. But I just love the feeling of people having fun just because of stuff that I am playing. So there's like stuff that I made.
He already stole the Pizza D's one. The Little Rock music scene specifically. I remember we were throwing a spook show. It was Halloween, I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago maybe. I can't remember. But man, it was a couple of bands, brand new night starting out. It was some really good friends. I know Incompleteness Theorem was starting out that night. Like, that was their first time I think ever coming to ever doing any kind of live performance. So I think it was like 3 brand new bands that came to that. And it was something me and my friend Ian Denchenko put together. We just were like, man, we have a yard, we have some speakers, we kind of have the experience. Let's just try to do something real quick. And so we did it, and like I said, it was 3 new bands. It was Wait Who's Who, Time Well Wasted, and Incompleteness Theorem. Those were the 3 bands that, and they're still cracking hits out the park today. So they're Incompleteness Theorem. I think they're playing at the High Tone Cafe in Memphis sometime soon, or I think they might have played it already. I'm not sure. And Time Well Wasted is always playing. Wait Who's Who is always playing.
Well, Devin definitely took the gold nugget, which was the Pizza D's show, where I truly thought I was going to catch a lawsuit because people were so close. I thought I was going to knock someone out when I was moving around. It was just, you're shoulder to shoulder bumping into everybody, and there was barely even a line in front of us and them. It felt unified. But every show, every time we play, it has a special moment to some degree. It would definitely have to be Pizza D's, and then anytime Bakir starts getting a little wild on stage. I watched him play a guitar solo with a drumstick. He also played a little bit of the drums in that moment. Just there's always something cool happening, and those moments where you're playing, you're kind of unlocked. You can kind of feel like you can do anything you want to.
Little Rock music scene is a place for memorable experiences, that's for sure. We got tons of little hole-in-the-wall spots, or just old places that have a lot of character, and the folks that come around exemplify that really clearly. Man, playing Whitewater Tavern, Vino's, places like that with Katsu is a blast. We like closing the place down. We like getting our pizza and whatnot. It's been a bunch of times where you have some hiccups in the process, but those times when it all comes together, you play through the show, and it's just a great night. That's what we're really trying to do. Specifically, I don't know.
What is it like to live in Little Rock, Arkansas as a musician?
I really do like it really does feel like a real loving connection we have for each other. Because, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like we're at each other's throats all the time. Like it's really like if I can help you, I can help you. If you can help me, you can help me. If not, shit is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. That's why people from Houston don't like us. They say we ain't got no drive. But you know, man, it's I really do like that I'm going into battle with the people that I actually enjoy. Like I don't think I've ever, like clearly there's some assholes or whatever somewhere, but I haven't met them, and I think I do a pretty good job keeping away negative energy from myself. But I haven't met them.
If you are a musician in Little Rock, you probably already realize if you have a job and you're in music, you have two jobs. It is hard work, as rewarding and as awesome and fulfilling it is a grind. You have to really put your mind to it and really never stop. Take a day off or two, but you're kind of always thinking about it nonstop. It becomes your life in a very positive way. I think for passions in general, that is a good rule of thumb. If it is a part of your thought process, then it's probably meant for you. Do I believe everyone has like a purpose that they're drawn to? Probably not. I think many people could do many different things, but once something's hooks are in you and you understand it and you feel like it understands you, or you can express yourself in that manner, that is it's an invaluable resource to you as a human being and a person. That said, it's also a job. It'll drive you crazy, but yeah, you never stop loving it. It's always there.
It's pretty rough. You definitely need another job, maybe multiple. I'm an accountant, which is crazy looking at me, but yeah, I'm an accountant, and I use the money that I get from my day job to help facilitate what we do for our band, Katsu. And that's pretty much how it usually goes, I guess, for most musicians here. Like, you need another job to keep yourself above the water, because otherwise it's going to be really expensive to just move stuff around to get stuff, to keep it all good and operational. It's just rough, but it's doable. It really takes the help of homies. We all come together and help ourselves.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of musicians around here, so it's a little bit like we're all fighting over the same scraps, but there's plenty to be done around here depending on what you're willing to do. It's fun. We all enjoy the scene and know what it is, and we're happy to be part of it.
Have you guys collaborated with different artists in Little Rock, Arkansas?
We've definitely asked people to make our posters, like one of our friends, Ben Watson, and he helped make a few of our posters, and we love those posters. They're awesome. We always have like some really weird ideas for posters. Like our first one for the Pizza D show, it was a picture of Jason with a plate of just food on it, and he drew that, and it was sick. That was awesome. As far as like artists go, like art, graphic art and stuff like that, that's a good example. As far as like music stuff, we want to, like, cause we have like stuff that we want people to like remix, just like making like a little EDM or like a trap beat thing to it. We would love that. That's sick. We all love different types of music. I love EDM. I love trap music. I love producing music. So I would love to do stuff like that. I'm always down for that.
What are Katsu's plans for the future as a band?
Katsu, we have a lot of things in the works for sure. Sky's the limit, but we're taking it one step at a time. We're looking at t-shirts and recording, step by step, all the way to the finish line.
Where can people hear Katsu's music?
Oh, I mean, the best place to do it is to catch us live. That's where you're going to get the full sound. You're going to get the whole show. Look us up on Spotify. We're there. Got music for you. If you're looking to hear it, you're going to enjoy it. But come catch the show anywhere around town. That's where you're going to have the most fun, get the full experience.
Do you think the Little Rock music scene is growing? And what would you like to see in the Little Rock music scene?
Little Rock is definitely growing as a music scene. The amount of bands there are right now getting around Central Arkansas, it's insane. We work with a lot of different people putting shows together, but there's still so many different groups that we have yet to, just because there's so many of them. And what would I like to see in the Little Rock music scene? I just want these venues to keep going. I want other places that are established to start doing more live music, lean into that since we have all these bands. Yeah, we want everybody playing music all the time.
What kind of advice would you give someone who wants to start a band or a music group in Little Rock, Arkansas?
Kind of advice would I give to somebody? First thing is just start, no matter how small, no matter what you have figured out or what you don't. Get together with your buddies, start playing some music. There's plenty of places out there that are more than happy to have you come around and play some tunes. Figure it out as you go.
And lastly, define Little Rock, Arkansas through your eyes.
It's pretty lit here. Got trees, LRPD, you know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, it always feels like grind time to me. Like, it always feels like you do have, if you're here, you were put here to grind. Like, cause you got time. You got time and you got a space that is conducive to grinding. Like, in my humble opinion, it feels like you have a lot of time here. As it feels like there's always distractions other places, and still there's distractions anywhere if you look hard enough. But like here, it feels like you're definitely removed from a little bit. That's the same reason I think people move out to the country, because they like that. So it's a little bit microcosm of that.
Oh man, so Little Rock, Arkansas is like it's like a smaller big city. Whenever you're in downtown, like there's stuff popping off. It's maybe not like super compact, like, you know, buzzing like ants or bees would be in like a certain situation, like a bigger city like New York or Chicago. But that makes it a lot more wholesome. You can like take a step back from everything and just look at it. And I really appreciate that, because I've been to Nashville. I used to live in Nashville. I've been to Melbourne, Victoria in Australia. I've been to like Chicago. I used to live in all these places. And it can seem pretty stifling sometimes, but in Little Rock, it's just chill. And people have the creative freedom here, or at least they feel like they do, to make stuff that's really cool. And I really appreciate that. That's how I see Little Rock in my eyes. It's just like a haven for musical artists that can, you know, actually put their visions out there. We may not get paid for it, like, you know, very well, but it sounds pretty cool, and it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, Little Rock is an interesting place for sure. You know, everyone says they're trying to get out of Little Rock, then it seems like everyone comes back. It's dirty, it's clean, it's new, it's old. You know, it's the only big town around here in Arkansas, so you get everyone kind of gravitating here, and every bit of culture is kind of seated here. That's a hard one to do. Yeah, define Little Rock.
Thank you for sharing your story with us today. It's incredible to hear what Little Rock means to different people. Stay tuned for more episodes where we continue to uncover the heart and soul of the city through the eyes of the residents. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. See you next time, and thank you. Goodbye. Wait, I'm not... Okay. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Defining Little Rock, Arkansas through the eyes of the